Okay, boys and girls, so we found ourselves stuck with a problem here. I went to Korean girl's house this afternoon and we took her car in to get it repaired. Basically, she was getting no heat in the heater core with winter coming up. She wanted to fix that, and so we took it. She made an appointment to take it in. I was thinking of looking at it myself, but we got a recommendation. And the dealer said it's the water pump. The water pump's not pumping to the heater core, which kind of makes sense because typical GMs, they go a lot. And One Awesome Inch's van went before he sold it, so I helped him with his van. So she had that. So they quoted us originally $650. And I wasn't for that. I said, you know what, no, we'll do it myself. We'll just buy one and whatever. And then they came back and they gave us a second price on a remanufactured water pump, much cheaper than the GM one. Of course, dealers always charge a lot. So what happened was we negotiated a price, and I said, well, it's still a bit high. What's your labor rate? The labor rate was out of this world, like $120. So we decided on 10% off of the total bill, which would, so it ended up to change the water pump in her little 2012 Sonic. It cost $306. The cost of the pump and 2 hours labor. You know what? I could have done it. It would have cost me probably almost half of that, I'm thinking, give or take. You know what? We just decided, I said, yeah, go ahead, do it. That's pretty cheap. They're not making no money. And it was a $60 bill just to do a checkup on the car anyways. So they said, we're not going to charge you for the checkup. They did a scan of the car, or sorry, $90. They did a scan and checked everything was okay on the car. One other problem came up, and I'll fix that next weekend. So anyways, we saved the $100 on the, so my cost to change a water pump would have been about $150, and plus we would have had to pay for the diagnosis anyways, so I would have been at $250 to repair it. So you know what, it didn't make any sense, so we just went ahead and okayed it. Oh crap, hold on. So what happened to my vehicle? When we left her house after having lunch, the brakes felt spongy, so I stopped, I checked the brake fluid, and it seemed to be half down a bit. So I topped it up and continued driving. It was about a 25 minute drive to her work. Dropped her off at work and drove a little bit further, another 5 minutes, and no brake pressure, right to the floor. So I stopped, pulled over, checked. The tank was almost empty. I'm like, what the hell? So I filled it up, had a sleep, drove again to go to shower, and freaking I didn't make it all the way there, and I went right to the floor. So anyways, we took a look at the van here, and it's a brake line, boys and girls. Nothing major, so now I'm a little bit panicky. I couldn't find a brake line. I didn't know, this is an old vehicle, so I did some research, and sure enough, vans from 1978 right up to 1991 are all the same. Also included trucks, Dodge trucks from 1981 right up to 1991, 92-ish are all the same as this van. So tomorrow we're going to get one, and we're gonna drop it in, because you know what, I don't have time right now. I'm gonna take a nap and call it a day, go to work, and yeah. But anyways, we'll come back and show you maybe changing the brake line. Okay, boys and girls, here's what we got on the brake line. There we go. It's probably not as clear as what it could be, but yeah, it's cut and leaking down right there. This area is dry, so that's okay. So, but the problem is going to be getting off these 40-year-old bolts. That should be an interesting scenario. So, and the best thing about having a tall van is it's freaking easy to get at. I don't have to lay on the ground. So anyways, we're gonna start by taking this guy off right here, and that's the toughest one, and then we'll pull a clip, unbolt it, and we should be on the road again. And apparently this brake caliper was changed at one time, so I'm thinking maybe that's why this rotor had heated up at one time, because the old caliper was probably seizing and it heated up this caliper and warped it. That's my guess. So now every time this gets very hot in the summer, it vibrates a bit. So anyways, that's my story and I'm sticking with it. Something I should probably do after is grease all my fittings and check the steering, so while I'm down here in the rain. Okay, I got one more thing to add. I found out why this brake line failed. Notice right there is actual where the cut is, and I loosened the brake line, that's why it's leaking, and it was rubbing right there. See? So that it wore a hole in it. So I guess from too tight a turning, eventually it rubbed there and cut. So I'm gonna have to address that problem and keep that hose away from doing that again, or put a piece of rubber, silicone piece of rubber on there so it rubs against the rubber, not the metal. So that's a solution. Okay, now that I'm finished my brake job, we got sandwich time. Egg, bacon, tomato, sandwich with some rice. I think I was an Asian having rice, oh my god, all the time. But yeah, is what it is. This is how I toast my bread. I just throw it on my little burner and yep, toast it up, throw on some butter, and away we go. I'm hungry, so yeah.
That's really it for this one, guys. I look forward to seeing you in my next video, and until then, as always, stay awesome.